This is DETV's Good Morning Wilmington with Naj and Jay, and today we are at the Edward Loper Gallery at CCAC with the Executive Director, Ray Rhodes, and we're so excited to be here. Thank you for letting us crash your party.
Thank you. That's right. You're welcome. Glad to have you.
Yes, congratulations.
On the new role.
Thank you.
I think the whole city is excited for you to take on this challenge. You know what I mean?
I'm looking forward to it.
Right.
Yeah. So I just want to talk about the elephant in the room. I know we late. I know we late. Whatever. Okay, that's what happens when you got greatness.
Is that what happens when you have greatness? You go late?
Lauryn Hill.
Okay. All right, but either way, we're excited to be here with you,
Yes.
Mr. Rhodes. So, I guess, first question, all right? Where are we going to take CCAC, over these next couple of years? Like, where are we headed? Where are you taking us?
Yeah, so, Christina's history is already documented. My predecessor, Ray Jones Avery, who's a phenomenal woman, phenomenal person. She's taken Christina from, 28 years ago to where we are now. And obviously, we had to pivot. So we're going to continue to grow, go in different areas of the city, different areas of the county. We're going to expand our programming. Our Early Learning Center is growing. It's 5-star. We just got 10 additional seats for phenomenal instructors. But, arts and music is synonymous with everyone's language. So we just want to grow that. If it's different programs, I spoke earlier about meditation programs, yoga programs, line dancing. And we find that arts and music help people to deal with the different situations that we have to deal with in life. So
absolutely. Yeah. Now, when you say expand, do you mean physically to some of these places, or just more reach and bringing them to here?
Yeah, well, when I say expand, I'm talking about our programming reach to be able to get in different areas. For instance, we want to expand in our areas of Hispanic, non-black minorities. You want to be able to say, okay, we got a Hispanic population in this city, in this county. We want them to be a part of Christina. And even the elite white towns and cities and zip codes, we want them to be a part of Christina so they can experience our culture and we can experience what they do.
Yes, that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful sentiment just at face value, and especially now, because I think we all know that there's a lot of, siloing and a lot of unnecessary, gaps that we need to all kind of bring together. And this is just such a perfect time to do that,
In a perfect place.
Right. Yeah. And when they, we serve a predominantly underserved black and brown community, so we have a niche there where we reach to them, but they need to be able to interact with others that are not in their group. So we can't just expect them to come to us. We have to take what we do and go to them. So that's where we look to go.
I love that.
That's beautiful.
I got a million questions.
Go ahead.
So let's go back to sort of, your background. So tell us about where you're from and how you got involved with CCAC and your background and all about, your awesome self, please.
Okay. So born and raised right here in Wilmington. I would say that I probably lived in every hamlet, borough of this city. I grew up in Riverside.
Yes.
Lived there, lived in South Bridge, lived on North Side, lived on West Side.
I love how people say North Side.
That's right. Lived up top, lived down the bottom, lived on the East Side, and went to Howard High School for Howard Career Center at the time for architecture for technical drafting. And during the riots in 1968.
What's technical drafting?
It's like drafting, becoming an architect, learning how to draw.
Okay, cool.
During the riots in 1968, after Dr. King was killed, I walked through downtown Wilmington with my grandfather and would ask, well, how are we going to build the city back up? Well, you're going to need architects, engineers, contractors. I'm like, we're architects. And he told me what architect was. And from the time of 9 years old, I wanted to be an architect.
That is,
snap.
Go ahead,
That's
please.
Crazy. That's really great. That's really great.
I mean, I think we talk so much about how important it is to get our children exposed to more than basketball and those stereotypes.
And even music. Like, we need more scientists. We need more architects. We need more engineers. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, we were just talking about Jingle Jangle, how that movie just came out, and the black engineers and the granddaughter doing that kind of stuff. That's a different picture. And I'm an artist. Obviously, I appreciate the arts, but I love that.
Yeah. So when I graduated, I came back, and Ray, I was introduced to Ray by a mutual friend, and she invited me to join the facilities committee of this institution here, and I did, and I worked on a board for about 2 years, and then. Recently, in 2016, I came on as an academic coordinator for the Heart Under the Hoodie, it's after-school Stop the Violence program. So I have been familiar with the organization, familiar with the staff, and then, of course, when Ray transitioned, I put my hat in the ring, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you said, we were saying earlier that you went to Hampton, correct?
Yes.
So tell, I mean, what did you study at Hampton?
I studied architecture.
Architecture. So
Studied
you're an
architecture.
architect.
I'm an architect.
That's so.
And he a camper.
That's right.
My,
He
my,
a camper.
respect me. My dad and my brother both Qs, but I have no,
That's right.
you know, I have
Mad
nothing in
respect for
there.
your dad and your mother.
But
But just let them know I'll never hold it against them.
too funny. That's great. So how did you kind of get involved with the arts?
Yeah,
You know
so-
what I mean?
Wait,
Yes.
his hidden talent.
Go ahead.
I play saxophone.
Look at this man right here. He's smooth.
I'm a poet.
Oh!
I'm a spoken word artist, and
You
I'm
know
also a writer. So I'm working on my first
Wow.
novel as well. So.
When did you start studying
Right.
sax?
I started in 6th grade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Played for 2 years, and then of course being around so many talented people and so many talented artists, I'm in an institution where we're teaching art music. I'm going to pick my sax back up. And I'm going to start
Yeah.
playing
Wow.
again.
Did you study at all at Howard?
I did not.
Okay.
I didn't go to Howard.
I mean, and
No,
Howard,
high
High school. No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
played football, ran track, and I was a nerd, man. I studied.
Not if you played football and ran
I
track.
was in the books. I was that guy.
Nice. What position did you play?
Graduated first in my class.
Oh,
I
snap.
was a split end and safety.
Oh, so
Wow.
so-
I don't know what that is, but it sounds
That
great.
means he'll smash you.
Oh,
That's what
Oh.
that means.
okay.
I love that.
Yeah, so I was a student also, and I was also an athlete. But what happened in high school was 10th grade, and I was always a good student, but I didn't think the greatness came out until my mom humiliated me. I bought 2 C's home on a report card that had 2 A's and a B, and she was like, "That's not good enough. You're not going to be average."
Ooh.
Yes.
And so for the next 12 weeks, I had to stay in my room, couldn't go out, couldn't go play.
12 weeks?
12 weeks.
Wow.
And 6 marking periods later, the next 6 marking periods, I got straight A's.
Shoot, Mama
So
wasn't playing.
that light went off, and it was a clear indication where education was going to take me, and I was
Wow.
still able to play sports the rest of my career there. But nobody was going to get a better grade than me.
Did you play football at Hampton too?
No. I
Okay.
just a Howard High School.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So you we're hardcore academics
Yeah.
at that point.
What was the best part about Hampton?
Well, the best part was being a part of my culture. I went to Howard, which is a predominantly black high school. When I left Howard, I didn't have enough money to go to Hampton, so I went to Ohio State
It's my
for a
phone.
year. And, it was too big, too cold, and I said, I didn't feel, incremented into my culture. So when I got to Hampton, man, I mean, everything, jazz, learned about jazz, learned about collecting artwork. Our university president put a $50,000 piece of artwork in front of, freshmen saying, this is what you need to collect. And 10 years ago when he got it, it was only worth $6,000. So
Wow.
now it's worth 50, and so I had to start having appreciation. Of course, your culture, when you embrace your culture,
Yeah.
you grow to different levels.
Tell us about the art in this room.
Yeah, so we're
Yes.
celebrating 100 years anniversary of Negro League Baseball.
Wow.
These phenomenal pioneers did everything they could just for the love of the game. They could not go to hotels. They could not go to most places, so they had to sleep on the bus. They had to scrape for food, and they became some of the more renowned baseball players in the world. Josh Gibson, they said he's the only man that ever hit a ball out of the old Yankee Stadium. Out of the stadium.
Wow.
Yes. Cool Papa Bell, they said, was the fastest player to ever put a baseball uniform on. And then of course before Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier, these players weren't playing with the mainstream players, so they had a league of their own, and we're just celebrating 100 years of their
Wow.
contributions.
It's beautiful. I love this room. I love this
It's
space. It's
beautiful.
got a certain energy to it.
Yeah.
It's a cool space. It's got a piano. in it.
Well, it's
Yeah.
fun. Yes, and it's funny. I was telling Jay when we first got here. The last time I was in this room was when I was auditioning for the Omega Sci-Fi Talent Hunt that they have every year.
That's right. Yeah.
And this room has always felt epic to me. So to be back here, however many years later, it still has that same feeling. Anytime I enter CCAC, whether it's in the theater, whether
It's a spirit.
it's beautiful.
It's a spirit.
If y'all have not been here, please take a trip.
Possible?
I know.
My brain.
It's weird.
Like, you
Right,
know?
but if you have not been here, if you have not been a part of, what do you call them? What do you call this? Oh, a recital. If you haven't come to a show, if you need somewhere to donate, this is definitely the place to do all of those things, because there are so many people like myself, like Jay, who have been a part of what this building represents, has put together, and the only thing that they produce is greatness. So
I mean, where else can I do a show?
And the man plays saxophone. I mean, and look at his suit. I mean, come on. The bow tie, really?
Yeah.
He's smooth.
No. I love it. It's fantastic, and I'm like I said, everyone is super excited for you to take over.
Yes.
Yeah.
So can you kind of tell more specifics about what you guys have going on right now, and what people should get involved with, and kind of how can we connect, and what kind of things are available to the community?
Absolutely.
Right now?
So, we pride ourselves on being one of, if not the only organization that touches all gamuts at all levels of music and I would say arts, starting with our early learning center. It's a 5-star early learning center, which is the highest designation you can get from the state. 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, they are introduced to arts at 3, 4, and 5.
Oh.
Dancing, 3, 4, and 5.
Yep.
Music, 3, 4, and 5.
Yara and Ishmael.
Visual artists, 3, 4, and 5.
Yep.
So we find that when they're engaged in that, it helps with their thinking and their learning. And we're putting them on an aggressive track to be able to read by the 3rd grade, because industry standards said if you can't read by the 3rd grade, you're more than likely not to graduate from high school.
Yep.
We have a Heart Under the Hoodie program, which is a tribute to Trayvon Martin, where we teach middle school and some high school students how to deal with the vices that they deal with every day in their society, in this society rather. We teach them how to shoot cameras instead of guns.
Listen.
How to beat
What?
on drums instead of each other, in particular our women, and how to act out on stages instead of in their classrooms or in the community. So we take pride in knowing that when everything was going on with the uprising, that wasn't our students acting out, because they know they have a platform to act out structurally, to learn how to be actors or actresses. They don't have to beat on each other, because they can beat on drums when they come here.
Right.
And they don't handle guns, because we teach them how to handle cameras.
Yeah.
So we have a workforce integration program where we take 30,
Oh, wow.
40 interns that are 17 to 25 years old and put them in the industries that they want to work in
Now,
as
that I didn't
long-term
know.
careers.
Oh.
Yep. So we
You don't
work
know
with
something?
a number of retailers, a number of hospitals, a number of medical professionals to be able to place these interns. We teach them how to write a resume. We teach them how to interview. We teach them, of course, how to dress. We teach them
Wow.
how to put their best self forward and transition. And lastly, our School of the Arts. We have 119 students.
I love
enrolled.
how you say lastly the arts, because obviously that's the most important.
Absolutely.
But like to all of that, and also here's our main thing.
That's
Let's
right.
Keep going.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
have 119 students currently enrolled in everything from beginner, intermediate, and advanced dance classes, music theory classes.
You heard that?
Of course.
Beginner dance?
Yeah, you can learn how to
What's
dance.
before
Absolutely.
beginner? So
she
he
can
can
learn how to do a two-step, and
Yes,
it
you
might
can.
be in time.
Yeah, you
know
can.
what I'm saying?
And you can do it right here at Christina.
anyway.
So Naja talked about that recital. So we always get our students ready. We have a December 11th. We have our mid-year recital, a holiday recital, and then end of year, all of our students come together and learn, be able to perform what they learned over those last 24, 25 weeks. And of course, we have exhibits. We have live performances. We just had a album release party by Jonathan Whitney. So obviously, with restrictions in place, we make sure that we take care of the health and safety of our visitors as well.
I love the fact that you guys have the Steinway on the stage upstairs. Like, as a number one, because I play keyboards, I'm a lazy singer. Like, I don't want to bring any equipment. I'm the worst with that. So the fact that I can just walk in here and sit at a beautiful piano and do my thing and let the rest of the band set up around me, that's amazing. But then the bottom line is, you can, where else in the city can you have a facility where, you have total access to such a beautiful piano? It's
And
just
good
great.
spirit when you walk in.
Yes.
You feel blessed coming in and blessed going out. All right, now to the fun.
Well, let me add one more thing. So I want to, not the last thing, but I would say this is the most important thing. What we've done and how we've pivoted, we found that during all the challenges that we faced over the last 6 months, a lot of our families had hard times dealing with them. So we started a program called SERVICE. It's an acronym for the social emotional response to the vast inequities caused by epidemics, where we put psychiatrists, doctors, counselors, mental health therapists in front of our families free of charge to give them 1 to 2 hours a week of just speaking to somebody, talking to somebody, letting them know what's going on and how we can help them. Then that therapist will share with us resources that that family would need, and then we go out and we help those with those resources. We find that if we can do it with music and the arts, we will, but if not, we understand that there's a greater power there with the mental health therapists that can help us. So.
That's beautiful.
So in thinking about all these things that you do outside of the arts, which is obviously amazing, like, what is sort of like, if you could look maybe 10, 15 years down the pipe, like where do you see in an ideal form this place? How do you see them functioning and doing, like, what's the sort of North Star, if you will? You know, where
Well,
we headed?
what we're trying to do is get our industry, arts and music, at the very top of that vital service chain, where they say we need food, we need housing, we need shelter, we need clothing, we need arts and music. I mean, we need to breathe. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
We need to breathe. You need to breathe. You need arts and music.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get there. A lot of grantors and donors, well, arts is not viewed as one of those vital industries. We want to do everything
Why
we
do
can.
you think that is? Because we all know that, but like, what is the disconnection? Because artists understand the value of it. But
I think it's they're not aware. We need awareness. We need advocacy at state level, federal level to be able to advocate for art. You know, they don't understand the plight of the artist, the starving artist. We try to help artists who are out of work. So you think about an artist or a painter, that's his livelihood. He can't do that during certain times of the year.
Yep.
They need help. They need assistance. But when you see their painting up on display, what does it do to you? What does your favorite song do to you? What's your favorite song? What's your favorite artist? What does that person do to you? They resonate a spirit with you that food can't do certain things to me that art and music can. I'm sorry. I love food, got to have it. But we want to be able to get this industry at the very top of the vital chain. That's what we're doing. So through all of our programs, that's our #1 main goal.
So speaking of food.
Now to the fun. Thanksgiving is Tamer.
Excuse me?
Tamer. Okay. And
You're from Newcastle and you talk like that?
I'm from Delaware.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway.
Go ahead.
So make sure y'all keep it at a 10 maximum, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Right? That's what Governor Carney said, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, what is your least favorite? No, what was the question? What is the worst Thanksgiving side you've ever had? You don't have to say who, but if you decide to, that's your business.
I'm not going to say who. I would say it was a version of stuffing.
Can we talk, go into detail, not the person, but like, what did they do wrong with the stuffing?
It wasn't cooked all the way.
Okay.
It wasn't seasoned.
Oh no, baby.
And
How long ago was
ultimately,
this?
it wasn't eaten. So
Do you remember, like, how
I
long
would
ago
say a
was
few
this?
years ago.
But it's stuck in your mind.
So if you
like-
watching, y'all know where I was at. That's it.
Oh my goodness. So he told us before we came on that he is cooking the meal for tomorrow.
Yes.
Tamer. Okay,
Yeah.
so what are you cooking? What
So
have you cooked?
I like to cook. I think it's one of those things where you can put your own style on it. So I've already cooked a 7 cheese macaroni and cheese, 7 different cheeses.
Yes.
I need a fan, Sam.
I brought in some greens yesterday for my staff. I called them.
And you made them?
I made them. I called them
Oh,
Coach
my
Ray's.
Lord.
So you showing off now.
I know.
Coach Ray's red, white, and greens. A little bit of red wine, a little bit of white wine with some vinegar and some cayenne pepper. They were delicious.
I'm sweating. I'm sweating.
So I like to do a lot of different things. I like to fry turkeys after frying one.
My mom's frying a
8
turkey
years
today.
ago. I've never eaten I think an oven roasted one since, but I did
Wow.
love frying turkeys.
Oh my
And then of
gosh.
course my wife, she'll do some things, some sweet potato pie.
But you handle the bulk of it, it sounds like.
I do a lot of it on certain holidays, but for the most part, my wife will help me. But I love cooking. I enjoy cooking. So
But do you do the dishes?
I do dishes.
He's just showing
I
off. Like,
sweep.
You know what?
I sweep. I clean.
Okay, listen. I
Mrs.
need you to
Rose,
slow down because
what
all you're
is going
doing is
on?
making the rest of us look bad
Hey,
right
man.
now.
Hey.
I mean, you got
I'm
the sharp bow-tied shoes.
I'm gonna come get y'all and pull y'all up with me.
Listen, now I'm going to go home in 10 minutes as my wife is trying to put together food. And, well, why don't you do like Mr. Rose? Da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm doing my best.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. You might kill her. No.
It's
It's all good,
cool.
right?
Okay. Are you spending on Black Friday?
More than likely, I will be in here on Black Friday.
Okay.
I have 5 initiatives that I want to get done by the end of the year. Our 2020 end of the year report. We're working on our annual budget for 2021.
Okay.
I don't anticipate being out in the crowds only because of the challenges and the logistics and all.
Oh, yeah.
When it's so easy to do things online now. So.
I know.
But I will go online and purchase something.
So we want to say if you are a Black-owned business in Delaware, or in a small business in general, sorry.
All that.
All that. Put your links in the comment section so that we can help support you and make you millions.
Yes.
Because no tax in Delaware, honey. So, I mean, this is the best thing to do. So.
Yes. Come down from out of state, too.
That's right.
What'd you say? What's Giving Tuesday?
I don't know.
We don't know what that is, but Giving Tuesday.
On Tuesday, you better give.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a nonprofit? Oh, it's for a nonprofit. Okay, that's what it's for. We got Big Ive in the back.
Yeah.
So, okay, I think I got this all
December
together.
1st.
Giving Tuesday is your opportunity to give money, donate money to nonprofit organizations in the state or in the country.
Some state.
It's a state.
It's just in the state of Delaware. Okay.
Okay.
Do you know about it?
I do.
Can you
And-
tell us
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it?
I do.
Educate
Look at
us.
that.
So throughout the year, United Way and other organizations, they'll organize a Giving Tuesday or Do More 24. And this December 1st is Giving Tuesday. Some employers match what you give. So we would advise individuals who give to see if their employers match. So it's an opportunity for you to give to your favorite nonprofit.
Okay.
And they do that for All Day Tuesday. We reach out to donors and others who've given to us in the past. So that's a great
that's
opportunity for individuals to support all
Okay.
nonprofits.
Well, CCAC,
Absolutely.
Giving Tuesday.
Yeah.
I mean, open up them wallets, people. It's the giving season.
I mean, I'll say from my end, and I don't think we've explicitly stated this, but
Bottom line.
the bottom line,
The bottom line.
is number one, this is just an incredible place, and it has created a history and a line of, artistry and artists that, will be here for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Guys like Darnell Miller. I mean, there's so many great people. When I studied with Dennis Fortune, the importance of arts education is it's huge,
Yeah.
We can't create those great lines of players and singers without having them learn their craft.
That's right.
And this is the place to do it.
That's right.
That's why I asked
Yeah.
about Howard, because I've actually been studying a little bit. I'm putting together this little video for the history of jazz, specifically in Wilmington. And Howard has such an incredible
Museum, library.
I mean, and the teachers that that taught horn players. It's incredible in such a small place. So, all I can say is thank you for continuing that here.
Yes, this is really good. And we want to thank you again for allowing us to come here and crash your party because I know we crazy.
That's okay.
It's all right.
We got some crazies here too. So.
Yeah, listen, you deal with artists all day.
Crazy, no crazy.
Oh yeah, artists are crazy.
I mean, you know that firsthand, right?
That's
I mean,
right.
that's why I think it's because clearly you're a very even keeled, just sharp, put together guy. And
His
an
sharp as
artist
a tack.
As a tack, and I mean, when you got people like us to deal with and
That's
trying to
all right.
keep us reeled in, you have to be that
That's
way. You
all
can't
right.
mix crazy with crazy.
But you know what? This Delaware premiere show.
This is the first time we've been live out of the studio.
Oh, y'all got to come back then.
We
We can't
gotta-
keep y'all in the studio.
It's fun doing it.
Okay, we like being out. I get to get dressed. I get to make Jay buy me coffee. He got me the wrong coffee.
No, let me say this, okay?
Bottom line,
This woman has a coffee machine at home. There's a coffee machine in the office, and I have never seen someone ask people for coffee more than you when there's always coffee available.
am I not the star of the show?
Yep, and we have to bring you coffee all the time. Just drop, even though it's there.
Is there something wrong? I don't see the problem.
You just have to drop coffee at her feet, just because. That's fine. It's fine. We're here to do it. We're
Do you
here
have
just to
children?
serve
I do.
Let's talk about your children.
Yeah, I have
So,
five beautiful children.
what's with these men in Wilmington with 5 kids? What's going on?
I only have
Ishmael,
two.
don't get no ideas. Don't get no ideas, okay? Okay, so who is the most expensive child?
The youngest.
Oh wow! Why do you think that is?
Because, their likes and their desires are, I don't have a whole lot of bills yet. Mom and dad are getting.
Oh,
and
no. How old are they?
She's 21.
So,
The
ooh!
youngest 21.
Oh yeah.
Ooh!
Just graduated from college and
Oh,
don't have an
Lord.
apartment yet. And,
Okay.
so
Okay.
I want this bag, that bag.
She's your weakness.
She's my strength, I say.
Oh.
She keeps you
She's
strong
my
with that
strength.
workout, right?
Okay, who is your meanest child?
Meanest. Whew, that's hard. I don't think any of them are mean.
My daughter is.
They
Go
all
ahead.
they all have certain characteristics, but that one would be tough. I mean, they get to their.
Y'all got a
ways
break there.
Well played, sir.
Who is The scholar.
The scholar would definitely be the second oldest daughter.
Are
Okay.
you as strict on your kids academically as your mom was, or do you kind of give them a little more?
I did. I had, a couple of my children, they didn't need motivation, but
Okay.
some of them did. You had to tell them the importance of why they had to get good grades. And
Okay.
How do you
didn't give
communicate
them-
that to them? That's a very difficult thing
Yeah,
to
you
do.
just sit them down and tell them. You share
You
your
smack
story.
'em.
This is what my mom did to me. This is what we have to do. So, you have to sit them down, and let them know the importance of where it's
Yeah.
going to go. They won't think that math is going to help them now, but later on,
Yeah.
getting this good grade, we'll certainly see.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So do they all live in Delaware?
all of them except one.
Oh, wow.
One daughter and her husband live in Columbia, Maryland.
That's cool.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have grandkids?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the way he said that.
Is
I
that the
have
best? I mean, I'm not.
You almost there.
I have
5-year-old.
15 grandchildren and one on the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh my God. 15.
15.
That's
From
awesome.
20 down to, 13 months, 14 months.
Wait a minute. You have a 21-year-old daughter and a 20-year-old grandchild. Are they best friends?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's
I'm
pretty
about to say, wait a minute, that
so
would be too
I
much.
married, and we have a blended family. So when
Okay.
you marry children, their grandchildren, their stepchildren, they come
That's
with
fine.
you. So
Listen,
I claim them all.
we all family. We all family.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
my
beautiful.
son's wife, oldest daughter, is a year younger than my youngest child.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So how are you
love the
managing
family.
Thanksgiving this year? Like logistically, you can't have everybody.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
So we
or you couldn't
understand.
and you don't
We
phone it
understand
for
the challenges. So we'll take our parents. My wife and I are fortunate that both our parents are still living.
That's beautiful.
Our mother and father. My father lives in Tampa, and my wife's mother and father live here. So if we need to, we'll take them place. But we won't host anyone because we don't want to get into the challenges of
Right.
cross contaminating our homes or anything like that. So there'll be a lot of zooming and looking at
Yeah.
everyone and
Yeah.
calling everyone up. But it'll be one of those quiet times where this is probably our first Thanksgiving where we won't host anyone or we won't go over someone's house.
Right.
I love it. This
Is there
really
anything
nice.
else that you want to share? Make sure that the people know.
No, just if you have not visited Christina, come down and see us. We're at 705 North Market Street. Our website is www.ccacde.org, and our phone number is 302-652-0101. Have a wonderful and safe Thanksgiving.
Yes, and can you just give some words of encouragement to those who may be struggling with the COVID blues?
Yes, I will do that in I'd say the 3-minute synopsis. I must give you a little poem. This poem is called Invictus. It basically,
I know that. I know that one. I can say it with you if you want. I got you.
No.
It basically talks to the indomitable human spirit and how you have to continue to fight in the face of challenges. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever guides may be for this my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade. Yet the menace of the years finds and shall find us unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate or charged with punishment the scroll. We are the masters of our fate. We are the captains of our soul.
So, yes.
You know what?
We're going to
Here-
end right there. Clap. That was beautiful.
Thank you for tuning in to our live once again. See how I did that? That's my phone. This is DETV's Good Morning Wilmington with Naj and Jay. See ya!
Invictus.